Fellas, a few seasons ago, I learned how to play Jeff. I learned to play him very well. A lot of people hated Jeff for how he was, and they gutted him, reworked him. Now he's not as good, although he's getting a little update, which is nice. Then, I learned to play Loki very well. Loved Loki, he's one of the best supports in the game. Season 4 is honestly hurting Loki pretty darn bad after a very recent nerf he just had. So, I thought I would do everyone a solid. I want to learn how to play Ultron. I wanted to learn him proper when he first came out, never did. And I know he got a lot of flack, a lot of hate. It's kind of toned down a little bit. But he is next up on my list of supports to learn, and eventually they probably will nerf the heck out of him too. So I'm doing everyone a solid by doing this. This was done by NV Sheep Diary. Yeah, Diary, not Dairy. Who in this game, they only played Ultron. They are one of the best Ultrons in the game from what I have seen. And just while I am here, they are ranked number 5 in the world at this moment. This game, they got 21 final hits, literally the best on their team. 32k damage, 10k blocked, lowest healing of the 3. So it sounds like he needs to be on a triple support comp. And they went 44 and 26. They also play a pretty heavy Human Torch, but they do put on a very good show with Ultron. I do wonder if they do triple support the whole time. So they ban Emma. Loki ban is interesting. And they banned Loki that game. Wow. The other team banned Emma, of course, and Wolverine. I was just seeing an Uncrustable, so I apologize in advance. They're actually going really far up, all things considered. And I don't even see anyone that he has his healing on. Oh, no, there we go. Meg at the bottom. I'm sorry. So secondary for the shield. And they pop that like almost immediately. Okay, so Meg does still have the thing. And it looks like they just pop the shield immediately as soon as it comes up when in a fight. So there's no holding on to it for emergency, it's let's pop this as soon as we can. Yeah, that's kind of how I thought they would use it, more offensively and defensively. Wow, he is strong. But he plays like an off support. So I don't know if he can rally in a 2 support comp. I played games with him as like a second healer, but I find they're very like hit or miss. You really gotta have like a good healer with them.
I am ready to put on a
Holy smokes. Actually, I just want to see the Jeff's POV. Sigma mode. Oh, that feels so good. Misses everyone, gets smoked. That's nuts. Sorry, it's not a Jeff hate video, but I'm really glad I got to see that. Oh, okay, so they tried to go offensive with it. That must be devastating where you can't heal when you're far away. Oh, other team's Venom, okay. I like that you can actually put out aggro, but I think it'll be odd to play Ultron from all the other supports, because not that you have to, but you can be a lot more aggro. Like, you're more frontline on the offensive. Damn, even the Venom is good. I mean, it is like top of the world, but wow. Also, not having any self-healing, I think, is going to be rough.
I am ready to put on a show.
Oh, interesting. I wonder why he decided to ult that over just trying to pick off the Luna. I guess that way it's more like a lot of damage at once, they can't get away. And I guess it's also a flying thing that you really gotta learn too, on top of just Ultron himself. Because I don't know if you've noticed, there's a lot of the groundwork Ultron just ignores. Venom dies right past him. It's like, ah, whatever. That's the rest of my team's problem. And then the Jep just gets to live. It's very cool to see. Oh, obviously. So he's just pumping out damage, like, as a DPS. As long as your drone? As long as his drone is on someone, it's like you're doing all the healing that you can do. Besides the ult, I guess. And then yeah, it's just using the overshield as much as you can when you can. But they have been 3 support comp this entire time. But they haven't had an issue particularly with like getting picks. Although it has been mostly just Ultron. And then he goes from like close to the ground to high up in the air. I also forgot how good Mantis was now. Damn, that's good. Still kind of the same problem as everyone else. Jeff is a little bit of a pain to kill. Except for right there where he smokes them fast. Just does so much damage. So right now, 23, 3, and 15. The Luna's put in work. But even with Mantis, the other healer, they barely have, like, they have just a little bit more healing than Ultron does, but no picks, far less damage. God, he has an insane amount of damage, keeping up with the actual DPS, and then almost double their actual picks. He's playing so far away from the rest of his team. How does this healing work? So his secondary is the shield, which is instant cast. You get 65 bonus over health, and then allies near Ultron and the drone get 50 within an 8-meter radius. Okay. So I thought with the wall it was like almost like an invisible line. Like if it was Ultron and Human Torch that had the drone, it'd be anyone within like this line would get it, not 8 meters of Ultron and 8 meters of Torch. That's very good to know. 50 doesn't seem a lot, but it is overshield, and enemies don't earn like energy from overshield, I don't believe. Okay, so for the actual drone ally thing, heals within the radius, we know that. Target distance is 25 meters, okay. Healing amount to the targeted ally is 45 health a second. It's not very good. Healing amount to other allies within range is 30, so as long as you're close by, you get that. And then the healing range is 8 meters. Okay, so that makes more sense. So basically when they're... Let me find it. Let me go back. Oh, it's already gone there, huh? Sorry, I saw it for like a second. Was it this button? Okay, so right now there is the drone on Venom, and that's the 8-meter radius. That means if Torch was in here too, I guess like a bubble. Yeah, not a cylinder, like a bubble. Then Torch would get healing, and when you use the shield, the drone acts like a second Ultron. So Venom would get the shield, and then if if Torch was in the radius, he would also get shield. Okay. And then the max distance is 30 meters. Okay, so you can't just throw it on like Psylocke and have them go flank the enemy backline. They have to be reasonably close to you. And then the max amount of time if you are out of that range is 5 seconds. That's how long it will last. But I don't see like a health meter or a time meter on the imperative patch. So that doesn't decay, does it? Okay, so the drone cannot be destroyed, nor do I see like a timeline on it. So as long as you stay alive and your team doesn't go too far out of the way, you're fine. Oh, yeah, I thought there was like a health bar for it. And then I actually do want to see his basic attack. First beam, 6 rounds. Wait, what? Oh, so within the beam, there's 6 damage hits that go out with 12 damage per hit. So is that 70? And then the second cast spell field, the final like boomph, is 75 per hit. So even just landing that final hit does more than the first 6 shots. What is that, 145? That's insane. Oh, and then the nano ray. So Iron Man isn't in this game at the moment, or at all from what I understand. And he doesn't get the bonus of... Ultron doesn't get the bonus attack, the C button on PC. No crit, infinite ammo, infinite length, okay. Damage is 70 damage per second. Damage falloff begins at 20 meters, decreasing to 75 at 30. Oh, you damage and heal with it. Okay, gotcha. Ultron is actually pretty fire. Okay, sorry. I just had to actually read that. So yeah, as long as he had there, he went out of range. And the drone went away. That's kind of a pain to try to keep up on. So you throw that down, it heals. And then, yeah, in team fights, you pop your shield, you get a shield. Anyone around you gets a shield. Your drone guy gets a shield, and anyone around him gets a shield too. That's nuts. That's crazy for a team fight. That Venom barely got away. Yeah, almost immediately he pops a shield. Although I do think one of the hardest parts about playing Ultron is going to be the self-healing and not having any. But I do like that overshield. But even the positioning is really weird, because you would expect to be playing like high up on corners or like low down with the team, but he's constantly like going between like up, down, in the middle, wherever, and he has really good speed on top of it. Although it is pretty good too that the other team doesn't have much in the way of snipers. But that's unlucky. That was beyond personal. Like, look how fast he got back out to that. It's a similar vein with Loki where you throw down your clone and teleport right away when you first get out of spawn. With Ultron, it's tap your ship and get out. That's unlucky. Your team kind of does suffer if they're ever alone. He just used his ult and he's at 50 already. Yeah, I was playing the game earlier and the Ultron was getting their ult like 3 of their ults for one of my Luna. What is it, like 4% per hit? Wow. Damn, he's so good for Jeff. Because Jeff has that initial like startup period where Ultron can do almost 150 damage, over half of his health, by the time they come up. I'm sure it'll come a time in like practice, but I have no idea what they would do when going up against like a Hela or like the Punisher. Obviously the playstyle will have to be different, but he is constantly just moving around. There's nothing they could do about that. Wow. The other team did put up a good friend, but I wonder why he didn't pop his shield for Mag there. Damn. Ultron plays incredible. Now, again, this is some of the best in the world, and explains why, at least in the beginning, we didn't see a lot of them. A lot of good Ultrons. We definitely saw a lot of MVPs, these stat farms. But still, he kept up with healing with the Mantis. Took less damage, but still an incredible amount of actual damage with final picks. I can't necessarily fault him for the healing amount, just because there was another healer. But when you do have the triple comp with Ultron, it allows him to be a lot more aggressive. But I really do need to see an Ultron do well on a 2 support comp. Hopefully I like him and stick with him, because if I do, the devs are going to nerf the hell out of him next. And that's for you guys. And so, if you do appreciate that endeavor of me, hit that like button if you're still watching. Subscribe for more videos like this if you haven't already, and stay tuned for the next one. YouTube thinks you like this video next? Let me know if you do.